Well, ladies and gentlemen, so welcome to our Rahu Ketu transit video through moon and your ascendant analysis. And in this video, we're going to be judging how Rahu and Ketu entrance into the sign of Cancer and Capricorn is going to play out in your life for the next 18 months starting from August 17th. Okay. And remember, in my original video that I made of transit, I said I'm going to be making a video from the ascendant and the moon. So this analysis is for people who have moon in all the zodiac sign and the ascendant in all the zodiac signs. So whatever I say here should be judged from the moon, making moon your ascendant, moon chart your ascendant, which is known as gochar from the moon. From the ascendant, it's known as a transit. Gochar shows what is going to happen, regardless of what you want or not, what is going to happen. Transit shows the things that you are going to play out in your life. So if, let's say, in the fourth house from the moon, it can show of Rahu entrance that one will leave foreign places, foreign lands, or shift to a different place. From the ascendant, if Rahu enters the fourth house, so let's say you're an Aries ascendant, it'll show one will bring some foreign elements into the home. Meaning you are doing some change, you are doing some karma versus what the product, the karma is bringing. Whatever the change that automatically is coming. So that's what we're going to judge. Okay. So we're going to cover all the zodiac signs. So if I say Rahu for Taurus ascendant and moon, which means judge your chart from Taurus ascendant, or if you have moon in Taurus, make moon the ascendant and judge its entrance fourth from the moon, or not fourth from the moon, wherever the sign of Cancer is, or Capricorn is from the sign of Taurus. Okay, so let's get started. And if you do not know what your ascendant is, where your moon sign is, okay, especially from the sidereal perspective, so you can see exactly where these Rahu and Ketu will be entering. For that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction, Aspects, and Mahadashas at the Speed of Light, including all my consultations and reading at this link. So this is for Aries ascendant and Aries moon sign. So for you guys, Rahu is going to be entering the fourth house. Ketu is going to be entering the 10th house. This dynamic will play out your inner life and your outer life, your inner world and your outer world. It's going to show that, first of all, Rahu will emotionally connect you with your home. There's going to be big emotions that you're going to feel regarding the mother, regarding your people within the home. You're suddenly going to be feeling like, I need to bring something new within my home. I need to do something unusual within my home. Perhaps do a new renovation with foreign elements within your home. But because Rahu is also the separative element, can also show that Rahu may actually make you move to foreign places or to have you travel to distant places away from your home. And Rahu representing foreign entities, unusual entities, shows that somebody from foreign lands will be coming into your home. Fourth house also represents our peace of mind, our happiness. This is going to be the time where our peace of mind and happiness is going to be seen connecting emotionally to our material things. It's going to be seen by emotionally wanting to have our fixed assets and possessions with us. Now, Ketu, the planet that rejects everything, planet that's like, I don't want to deal with this area of life. I don't really care to deal with this area of life, is going to be in your 10th house of your career, your reputation, work environment, authorities, government. These people will have less desire to deal with authorities, deal with co-workers, deal with the people that they're working with. Because naturally, Ketu will bring about a sense of leadership in you. Because you'll feel like, if I cannot be a leader in my own career, if I cannot be somebody in charge in my own work environment, I don't want to deal with it. I really want to then enjoy my private life. This is going to be the time where you are going to force yourself, where you're going to be forced to wanting to engage with more of your private life than your professional life. This is going to be the time to wanting to enjoy things within the home, wanting to seek pleasure within the home. The 10th house will eventually become this part of you which is going to be irrelevant, very automated. Like, okay, fine, if I have to do this, I'll do it, but there's no interest in it, unless of course Ketu and Rahu are going over a certain planet. So that is also something you have to understand. When Rahu and Ketu are going over certain planets, it's going to do something to it, which I will discuss in a third part of this video. So that's what Aries people have to understand. This is going to be a game of your private and inner life. Now for Taurus people, Taurus ascendant and Taurus moon. Rahu is going to be entering your 3rd house and Ketu is going to be entering your 9th house. Here one will emotionally wanting to connect with people through social media, through mass communication. Communication is going to become a very important part for you for emotional satisfaction. For you, it becomes imperative now that you make connections with people to make yourself known to the world, to make yourself known to those people that, hey, I am emotional, I am connected, I want you to understand what I'm trying to communicate with you, what I'm trying to tell you. Rahu, especially in the house of short distance travel, will bring about great emotional connection with wanting to travel, wanting to do a lot of short distance traveling. Rahu is going to have you hone some unusual skills of hands, meaning foreign skills of hands. If let's say you are an IT person and you have skills of hands, perhaps you might take on calligraphy, in this time period. You might take on some sort of arts and painting that will emotionally balance who you are as a person. And especially Ketu in the 9th house, in the sign of Capricorn, will have you connect with great teachers, counselors, advisors who are in authoritative position. Ketu in Capricorn will bring about rejection of religion, rejection of something which is organized. Yet Ketu will show that one will feel more powerful whenever they are learning something much higher than themselves, something much higher than what this world tells us to do. Ketu will also bring about maybe multiple gurus, multiple teachers in your life who will help you understand your title in this life, your potential in this life. Like people can seek life coaches in this period. Why? Because they help you with your career, right? They help you with your image. Capricorn is that image. So you're going to get guidance to hone your image. But anytime when it comes to something which is organized, something which is very orthodox, you're going to reject that. Ketu is going to wanting to reject those things. So if you're super religious, this could be the period, depending upon which planet these two nodes are going through. You can suddenly find this dissatisfaction through the 9th house matters, where you want to reject your church, your temple, and just wanting to understand your title through a very different avenue. And especially this dance you can call of Rahu, Ketu and Taurus will be all about your learning, teaching, skills, publishing, short travel, long distance travel. They will become this temporary dance that you will do for the next 18 months. Then we look at Gemini people. Gemini ascendant, Gemini moon. Rahu is going to be coming into your 2nd house. Ketu is going to be coming into your 8th house. And this, first of all, will show that you will feel this emotional connection with your family lineage. And there's going to be this spurge of wealth that will come in your life. Through some foreign sources, you're going to get immense amount of wealth. At the same time, this could be the period where you're going to be traveling to long distance places to attain your higher education, to attain some higher knowledge. With Ketu in the 8th house, this is also the period where you're not going to focus towards your debts. You're going to be rejecting dealing with your debts, your health, your wellness. This is going to be the period where you will wanting to destroy your hidden enemies. Your hidden enemies are going to be split, because Ketu entering into the 8th house of secret enemies while ruling the remember, from Gemini, Ketu rules the 6th house of enemies itself. So going into the 8th house shows destruction of your enemies, destruction of the people who are putting these obstacles in front of you. But naturally, this is also going to understand your value into the world through hidden sources, hidden knowledge. This is also going to be the time where you're not going to be gaining or attaining joint assets. Joint assets is going to feel this stagnant part of your life. But obviously, if you're always have experience that, okay, well, I don't really deal with joint assets, I'm the one who always makes the money in the marriage, or I'm the one who always provides, then it's not going to feel as much. But if, let's say, your joint assets are there, then you're going to feel like, well, what happened to this part of my life? It's stagnant. Why? Because remember, Rahu is in the 2nd house. It wants you now to emotionally connect with your own effort, do things on your own. And naturally, this is the period where Gemini moon, Gemini ascendant are going to be extremely stubborn about their value, their money, how they do things. I want to do things my way. I don't want to take any other value from somebody else. I'm going to do things in a very unorthodox way, but I'm going to also do things in a way where I like it, because it's my values. Because remember, you have these asuras coming into your 2nd house now, who are going to reject the regular things in life. Somebody from your family will go to foreign places, foreign lands in this period. That is also going to be seen. And then we look at Cancer. For Cancer moon and Cancer ascendant people, Rahu is going to be coming into your ascendant. Ketu is going to be coming into your 7th house in Capricorn. Here, 1st house ascendant represents what? You, your physical self, your fame. Rahu coming into the ascendant, like last year or 2 years ago when I made the video for Rahu coming into Leo ascendant, I said Leo ascendant going to feel this confidence about themselves. There's going to be this natural fame coming to them, recognition coming to them. And especially if you notice, Donald Trump pretty much had Rahu upon his ascendant. Mass fame came. Same thing happens in Cancer. In Leo, Rahu becomes a rebel. In Cancer, Rahu wants to emotionally connect with other people, and people want to emotionally connect with you, because now you're the attention. With Rahu, the head of the snake is right on the ascendant, seeking emotional connection, seeking everybody. So here, this can denote to mass fame, recognition. Perhaps you will get recognized in your work field. You'll feel this unusual self about you, like, you know what, I just want to do something different. If, let's say, you always work kurta pajama, okay, which is a traditional Indian dress, suddenly you're going to be like, you know what, I want to wear polo shirts. I want to wear KRS channel shirts, which are actually available on spreadshirt.com. But you're going to wanting to bring a change into your appearance. These people can actually grow beards and goatee, or women may completely change their hair color. If somebody was blonde, they can go completely dark. That unusual about, like, you wanting to just separate yourself from your original element is going to come into play. Ketu is going to be in the 7th house in Capricorn. 7th house is what? Marriage, business, partnership. Here, Ketu in the 7th house will naturally show that one is going to be wanting to not manage marriage, relationship, business. One is going to only concentrate on themselves. Who I am. Why am I feeling this unusualness? Because remember, in Capricorn, Ketu becomes automated. It's his Multrikon sign. These are their Multrikon sign. This is a very powerful position. So in 7th house, Ketu will first of all bring in different opportunities for businesses, different opportunity for relationships. So let's say if you are single, Ketu will bring about multiple relationships in your life. Ketu will bring in multiple sources of income and business in your life. Especially only if it's like transiting over a certain sign, or certain planet. That's where Ketu Rahu effects is really felt. But naturally, because Capricorn is the original 10th house of your fame, reputation, your work, Ketu will show expertise in dealing with your marriage, your business, your work, your reputation. So your entire axis for the next 18 months will be revolving around wanting to know yourself, wanting to change yourself, wanting to bring something new about yourself. Then we are going to be studying Leo people. For Leo people now, your Rahu is going to be entering into the sign of Cancer in the 12th house. And this is for Leo moon and Leo ascendant. Rahu is going to go into the 12th house, Ketu goes into the 6th house. This will bring sudden urge towards traveling, wanting to join some unusual spiritual organizations, wanting to spend more money, wanting to deal with your hidden psychological baggage. Because 8th house is our psychological baggage, 12th house is our hidden personality, things that we keep away from people. Here, a person will greatly be emotionally connected towards some sort of an addiction. Now remember, even if you're a spiritual person, your addiction could be, I want to go to, let's say, Hare Krishna temple every day. That is now becoming, you're going to think like, wow, I'm doing something great. I am now going to Krishna temple. But guess what? Rahu is kind of like, Rahu is putting its head in the 12th house, saying that I'm just going to indulge. That becomes what? An addiction. Because if I stopped you from going to a temple that you started going to when your Rahu came in the 12th house, you're going to feel uneasy. Like, no, I need to go. It's not something you're doing out of the purity of your own senses. It is the addiction that is taking over. And sure, many people will experience bed pleasures. Many people will experience pleasures through alcohol, through drugs. And then Ketu in the 6th house most definitely will show you how to deal with your enemies, how to deal with your opponents. Ketu in Capricorn will make you responsible for some social welfare, social reform, or dealing with responsibilities of animals, small pets, especially Ketu representing dogs. Sitting in the 6th house can show you may have 2 or more dogs come into your life in the next 18 months. Ketu is, or 6th house is health, wellness. You will probably take spiritual guidance, natural guidance, unorthodox guidance to improve your health, which will something automatically come. You'll be automatically be attracted. You're going to reject normal health care, normal health plans. You're going to be wanting to do something unusual. Then Rahu being in the 12th house and Ketu being in the 6th house shows that for the next 18 months, your entire dance is going to be your spiritual development through your daily routines. But the rejection of daily routines are going to be there because you're going to be more focused towards, I want to travel. I want to experience something unusual. So most of you who might be coming to Sedona for the astrology conference where I'm going to be there, you'll be like, you know what? I want to break my routine. I want to just take off from work and I want to go see KRS in Sedona. That will happen. Then we are looking at Virgo ascendant and Virgo moon people. For Virgo ascendant and Virgo moon, yours Rahu is going to be in the 11th house, Ketu being in the 5th house. Here you're going to wanting to connect with the people within the large organizations. You're going to wanting to have an emotional connection with your elder sibling, wanting to deal with some karmas related to elder siblings. One is going to come across many foreign people that you're going to deal with on a professional basis. So let's say if you're in India, this could be an opportunity where you might get a foreign opportunity to go and work in an organization. Here, because 11th house is one of the most or the highest of Upachya houses, the house that grows better with time, this could be the chance for you to get gains. Huge amount of gains. Fulfillment of your desires is not going to be enough. You're going to want everything and anything now. In the 5th house shows, you're not going to really focus towards your children, education, politics, speculative gains, because that is where your automation will come about. You're going to be more about, dealing with things of the 5th house, like unconsciously. The attention is not going to be there. This can also bring about multiple romantic encounters. This could be a time period where you understand and learn some spiritual scripture. But especially being in Capricorn, where Rahu feels like it has already conquered something. These people might become very aggressive with their creative self-expression or dealing with sports competition. But in the 5th house, the concentration is not going to be there. You're not going to really focus towards your title of the 5th houses. Because you're focused now where the head is. Head sees it. Head feels it. Head knows it. So this is a period of gains, but this is also a period where the attention may not be paid so much to your learning. But also, this can also bring about past life good deeds or bad deeds. Why? Because 5th house is known as Purva Punya Bhava. Meaning it's the house that brings about notion of our past life deeds. Here, karmically, you may have to deal with some deed in a good or bad way. We don't know that. We don't know what dasha you're going to, what planet Ketu is transiting over. Then we look at Libra. For Libra people, Rahu is going to be in the 10th house. Ketu is going to be in the 4th house this time. This is going to be the period where you are going to either you can attain mass fame. You're going to have a very unusual reputation in your workspace. You're going to be emotionally connected to authorities. You're going to be emotionally connected to working with people. You're going to feel these great emotions, wanting to do something within your work, wanting to make a change in society, wanting to emotionally handle the problems of the world. Because this is the house of your karma. This is the house where the actions are going to be performed. So look at these from Libra Moon and Libra Ascendant. Your whole focus now is towards your outer life. What my reputation is like, what my title is like. Ketu in the 4th house in Capricorn will have you naturally dominate your home life. But also this is the period where the attention within the home life will not be there. Because of the fact there's going to be such authority you're going to feel within the home, you're going to wanting to escape to the 10th house. But this is something you're going to juggle back and forth. If there's too much emotions felt in the outer world, you're emotionally drained through your career, emotionally drained through your dealing with other people's problems, you're going to run back to your home. Because that's where your real title is, Capricorn. You're going to have authoritative figures coming into your home. Political figures can come into your home. And this is the period where you can be rejected from home. Meaning, somebody may have to leave their home, their homeland. There could be a split in property. So if let's say you are dealing with some inheritance issue of the property, then that decision could be made where property could be split. One could go to you, one could go to your sibling. And this also shows this is the period where your mother is going to feel very spiritual. Your mother is going to be taking authoritativeship of her own feelings. Then we look at Scorpio people. From Scorpio, okay, Rahu is going to be in the 9th house. Ketu is going to be in the 3rd house. First of all, your communication will become very aggressive, very brash, very authoritative, because 3rd house is communication. Ketu is like Mars. It becomes aggressive towards those things. So you're emotionally, for Libra, you're emotionally connecting with the world, but you're becoming very harsh within the home. Here, for Scorpio people, you are now emotionally connecting with your religion, spirituality, pilgrimage. You're coming across foreign gurus, foreign teachers. There's natural interest towards wanting to learn something unusual which is higher than yourself. Unusual as in, like, you could take up astrology courses in this time period. You can take up courses related to astronomy and science and technology in this period. But more so, this is going to be the period of heavy emotions related to your father, related to a guru. But third house is where you're going to reject and dominate. You're not going to want to deal with your siblings. You're not going to want to deal with small communication. You're not going to want to deal with small short distance travel. Will bring you frustration, that where it's going to make you very authoritative, very brash with your communication. Anytime you pick up the phone, you'll be like, oh, what do you want? Just don't bother me. Click. Especially if you have, let's say, Mars in the third house and Capricorn and Ketu goes over it. Oh man, I wouldn't want to mess with you with this type of placement. Then we're going to be dealing with Sagittarius ascendant people. Sagittarius people will have Rahu in the 8th house, Ketu in the 2nd house. These are the people who are naturally going to be focused towards learning hidden knowledge, occult, mysticism, conspiracy. These are the people that are going to take unusual steps towards increasing their joint assets. They'll be greatly interested in insurance, inheritance, wills and estates. Sure, this can bring about very cunningness as well, where a person would want to do something where they can gain insurance. Especially if it's going over certain planets, certain nakshatras. I have to cover so much with this transit, it's amazing. Because I have to cover Rahu Ketu over planets and nakshatra as well. And Ketu is where you're going to dominate your home, because you're going to be very aggressive and you're not going to want to deal with that part of your life. When you want to deal with something, right? Ketu does not want to deal with those things. When it comes to you, you want to quickly get rid of it. So you become very aggressive. You cut and slash and deal with it. So what happens, especially with Ketu and Capricorn in the 2nd house, these people are naturally not going to be attracted to dealing with family lineage, family wealth. They're not even going to care about their own wealth as much. If the wealth is coming, it's going to come in. They're going to be like, okay, whatever, as long as I have a roof over my head and, food on the table, I'm good right now. I want to focus towards dealing with my psychological baggages, dealing with my, hidden fears. Especially for these people, they can really maybe even experience delusion. They can experience hallucinations. If Rahu is going over certain planets, you can even see, unusual figures like ghosts. Ghosts are not bad. Ghosts are nothing bad. I think even I have seen it, and it's scary, but most of the time it is what it is. But your natural interest in hidden things will become very, very prominent. You may even indulge into secret activities. 8th house being the house of sex, you may do unusual sexual activities. Or your hidden sexual activities could be exposed. So let's say if somebody does not want to let the world know that they are gay or they're lesbians, this could be the period where certain activities of yours can actually show the world that, okay, you are lesbian or you're gay, and the world will know, because it's all about dealing with the most hidden fears and exploding it. So when it explodes itself, it spills out into the open. And then we are going to see Capricorn people. Capricorn people. So for Capricorn moon, so this is for Capricorn moon and Capricorn ascendant. Okay. So for Capricorn people, Ketu is coming into your ascendant in the sign of Capricorn. Rahu is coming into the 7th house in the sign of Cancer. So first of all, naturally, you're not going to care about your appearance, what you are, what you're doing, what you're wearing. Yet being in the sign of Capricorn, naturally Ketu will just make you act more professional, appear more professional. But your focus is going to be emotionally solving issues with the marriage, with family, emotionally connecting with your partner. Wanting to suddenly emotionally, you're going to be all about wanting to do business. I want to do business. I want to be, dealing with a lot of people. This is the time period where Capricorn people can actually, join some organization, but they have to deal with the masses. 7th house can bring about mass fame. emotionally connected with masses of people. This can bring about foreign people coming into your life in a relationship. Whether you end up with them or not, that's a different thing. But you will have foreign people, unusual people, people of outcast coming into your life to be with you in a relationship or partnership, or just in a acquaintance interaction. This is the time period where you're going to be very aggressive towards you're going to be very self-critical this period. Because Ketu's sitting right in the ascendant in Capricorn, you're going to critique yourself. You got to do something. You got to do better with yourself. What are you doing? What is this? But that dance you're going to play is like, do I focus on my appearance or do I focus towards other people and my partner? And especially, like I said again, when they go over other planets, that's where you really feel the Rahu Ketu axis. So this is entire 18 months is going to be towards your own self-development through other people. You are going to find your professionalism by connecting with other people. Then we look at Aquarius people, where Rahu is going to be in the 6th house, Ketu is going to be in the 12th house. Here, your focus is mainly going to be on emotionally connecting with people who are sick. You're going to be focusing towards your own health. You're going to be emotionally connecting with pets. You can even get snake as a pet in this period because Rahu is a snake. Same thing happened with Leo ascendant people. You can get snake as a pet. Rahu in the 6th house will help you deal with your enemies, deal with your debts, and perhaps help you pay those debts off, destroy your enemies, destroy your competition. Rahu in the 6th house will bring about foreign doctors, unusual doctors, to help you with your health and illnesses, health and wellness. But you may be forced to go to foreign lands. Even though you may not care about it, you may be forced to deal with your hidden emotions. You may be forced to deal with some spiritual organization. You're going to be naturally be aggressive towards how you're handling your expenses. Perhaps this is the period where Ketu will stop your expenses. You can no longer spend money. It could be a good thing or a bad thing. Good thing where if you're a spend theft, you're going to be like saving more money. If you're spending money because the money is coming in, money may slow down, so you may not have that expense coming and going out. This is the period where most of your spiritual storage will automatically come to you, because 12th house is fourth from the 9th house of your higher philosophical, religious spiritual storage. But this is the axis of naturally one wanting to connect with other people, help other people, deal with their enemies so they can escape. So they can escape and wanting to understand things outside of this perspective of the world. Then we are looking at Pisces ascendant people. For Pisces people, Rahu will be in the 5th house in Cancer, Ketu will be in the 11th house in Capricorn. First of all, with this axis, naturally, there's going to be this great emotional need for you to wanting to become a parent. There's going to be this great big emotions. Whenever you learn something, you're going to feel emotionally rejuvenated. You're going to be wanting to express yourself creatively. Suddenly, you're going to want to make emotional investments, whether it's stock market, sports betting. You're going to wanting to just you're going to connect with your past through your emotions. This is definitely the period where women will definitely be wanting to have children. And you're not going to care for your organization or professional network circles or your elder sibling. You're not going to want to deal with that. You may deal with it, but you're not going to care to deal with it. This is the period where you're going to be automatically be professional with the people that you deal with in a large organization, but you're just not going to emotionally attached to them. You're going to be much more professional with those things. You're going to be much more harsh with those things, very critical with those 11th house things, 11th house people. But you're going to automatically deal with it, because this is the place where Mars is exalted. This is the place where Ketu is Mool Trikon. Okay? So this is how Rahu Ketu will affect, again, on a very basic level of looking at this through ascendant and through moon sign. But we still don't know how it's going to do in a certain nakshatra. When Rahu comes into Ashlesha versus Pushya versus Pundravasu. Okay, we're not going to know what planet is going to do when Rahu and Ketu moves over those planets. So I'm going to cover all these two in the next week or so. Okay, so stay tuned, and as always, if you're new to my channel, subscribe below and subscribe to my original channel, KRS channel. And if you need consultation, reports, books, check out the links here, astrologykrs.com. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.